Good evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Will Johnson, and we are right on focus. What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. It is August 27, 2024. How many days out are we? How many days? President Trump to go back into the White House. I'm just so ready for it. I'm so ready to get this over with. But, with that said, we know that they're going to cheat. And I'm going to show you some of that tonight, how they're already trying to put in a cheat. And thank God we actually have Republicans that's standing up against these tyrannical Democrats. And the Democrats are piping mad. How dare you? How dare you get in our way from cheating? Who do you think you are? You're suppressing votes. You're not allowing the illegals that are not American citizen votes, so you're oppressing votes. These people need to be dealt with, and I hope they arrest all of them. But I want to share something else with you before we get to that. Mark Zuckerberg, Mark the Zuck. Mark Zuckerberg sends a letter out to the GOP, basically apologizing. So Shannon, did he send this letter specifically to the GOP, or did he send it this to Congress as a whole?
He sent it to Jim Jordan.
He sent it to Jim Jordan. So he did send it specifically to the GOP. Why didn't he send this to Elizabeth Warren? Why didn't he send it to Mad Maxine Waters? Mad Maxine Waters in California. Why didn't he send it to Nancy Pelosi?
He sent it to the Judiciary Committee that was investigating the social media platform. Yes.
He sent the letter. You can split screen it. He sent the letter basically apologizing for him censoring the American people with all of the, when people are talking about COVID, talking about ivermectin, talking about hydrochloroquine, he actually went out and censored the American people. Not only that, he was censoring the American people when they talked about the Hunter Biden laptop. Where's Hunter? They were censoring the American people right before the 2020 election. And in this letter, he's admitting that it was election interference. He interfered, and he said he's not going to do it this time. He's not going to interfere in the election this time. He's not going to get in the way. He's going to stay out of it, so supposedly, according to this letter. I still don't trust Mark Zuckerberg, but nonetheless, he still put out the letter. What do you think should happen to Mark Zuckerberg for doing such a thing? I think Mark Zuckerberg put himself in a bad pickle because, really, he should be personally, a lot of people have been saying this, that he should be held responsible 100%. Just because he wrote a letter doesn't mean you should get out of jail free pass, right? That shouldn't happen. Along with Mayorkas, that dude, he takes the cake. I can't stand Mayorkas. I wish someone, and I'm not a violent person, I'm not advocating for violence, but I wish someone would slap that smug off of his face. But look at this. Shannon, you want to read that? Because the print is too small for me.
Yeah, it says, breaking news, Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Meta, formerly Facebook and Instagram, admits he regrets working with the Biden-Harris administration by censoring information online during the COVID era.
No, I was talking about the letter, but do you guys, some of this is from the letter, right?
It is, yeah.
Okay, in the letter, the Chairman Jordan and the House Judiciary Committee writes that he regrets working with the Biden-Harris administration, which repeatedly pressured Meta's teams, right? Meta teams for months to censor COVID posts, including satire and humor. So I just put something on Facebook, and I noticed something weird. I actually put a comment on it because I did get my Facebook page back after the hacker, and they're trying to. I think they're trying to get me again. They're constantly trying to get me. But I put this comment. It's not even a comment. I put like a story out there with Kamala Harris. Can we try to get that? Can we get that? I think I have that. I want to share what I put on Facebook. But while I'm getting that, I want y'all to look at this, though. This is Senator Hawley. You can go back to split screen. This is Senator Hawley talking to Mayorkas about the censorship. You remember the disinformation board that they created so that they can come and censor you, the American people? This is the reason why a lot of networks started popping up, because of all the censorship that was taking place. And of course, some of these other government state media outlets, they were not reporting the news, or they're not showing the news what should be shown. They're all siding with the elites. They're all siding with these liberal demonic democrats, but you don't get that here. You don't get that here on Patriot TV. You're going to get the truth. Even if you don't like the truth, guarantee, at least from Will Johnson, you may not like the truth, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I make this pledge that I will never come on here and lie. Now, I may kid around and say, like, oh my goodness, I got purple hair. That's not what I'm talking about. I would never come on here and lie to you. Why? Because it's my name. It's my credibility. At that point. And you don't want to watch someone who's going to lie to you, right? That's the reason why y'all don't watch the Communist News Network or MSSTD, right? But listen to this.
Now, you said earlier this year that you disbanded the Disinformation Governance Board, which I thought was totally unconstitutional, but that turns out to be, at best, misleading. That's just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what you're doing. Your own quadrennial review, which was just reported in the press, says that disinformation is going to be the new focus at DHS. The Quad Review says that DHS plans to target, I'm quoting now, inaccurate information domestically on a wide array of subjects, including, quoting, the origins of the COVID-19 pandemic, the efficacy of COVID-19 vaccines, racial justice, U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan, and the nature of U.S. support for Ukraine. A federal judge has just found as a finding of fact, Mr. Secretary, that your office, and I'm going to quote now, is supervising the nerve center of federally directed censorship. Here's another email, August 20th, 2021. Facebook writes again to HHS and highlights that Facebook is increasing the strength of our demotions for COVID and vaccine-related content. April 16th, 2021, Rob Flaherty at the White House circulates a Zoom meeting invitation to Twitter employees stating White House staff will be briefed by Twitter on vaccine misinformation. We have example after example of this administration coordinated, apparently, according to a federal court, by your agency, pressuring, coercing social media companies to engage in censorship. Is that constitutional?
That is unequivocally false.
Is what the emails show.
It is unequivocally false, Senator.
You are not pressuring the big tech companies to take down accounts. You are not meeting with them to ask them to censor on your behalf.
That is correct. We are not.
Mr. Secretary, it has been established for years in this country, as you very well know because you're a lawyer, that the federal government may not use private third parties to engage in activities that are unconstitutional. That's exactly what you and this administration are doing. You are leveraging private companies to carry out censorship on your behalf. It's dystopian, but worse than that, it's unconstitutional.
It's also false.
Also false. Did we hear that? He said it's also false. It's 100% true. It's 100% true what Senator Hawley was saying. 100% true. 100% true. And the very fact that he comes on, he lays all this information out about him. He says all this about them doing a disinformation board. What is that? Not true? It's 100% true. They did the disinformation board. Remember, because even you had some Democrats that were complaining about it. They were purposely censoring the American people. This is the federal government that was doing this. It's the most disgusting thing, and it's Orwellian, right? Am I saying it right? 1984. Blatantly disgusting. Okay, so I do have the video that I want to share with you. This is the video that I put on Fascist Book. It's just a story. Okay. Yep. You can go to it here. This is a video that I put on Fascist Book. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can get to it here. Okay. Yeah. I made this last night. Sometimes I'll just go and I'll make little stories and just put it because I really don't even understand. I guess, I never see stories when I get on Facebook, but apparently some kind of way people are seeing them. I'm going to put it on loop. I put this on Facebook. This is satire. This is humor, right? How do you think they reacted to this? Now, if you are on Rumble right now and you're watching on Rumble, I do see the comments. Watch this. Can y'all see it? Can y'all see it? I know it's kind of dark if you see it on my story. I put it on X as well. But what's happening there is there's a witch flying in the background between the storm and the window there, flying through there. And then the witch comes down to the bottom, and then Kamala Harris's head come up. Same person, right? You see the witch down there at the bottom? You see the witch down there? Can y'all see the witch down there? Right down there. See, the witch was flying in, and then all of a sudden, then you see Kamala Harris. That's Kamala Harris. Her head come up. I put this on Facebook. Now, the reason why, one more time for you.
Turn that off.
Yeah, turn that off. The reason why I bring it up, because we're talking about the censorship, and my producer, she looks at my Facebook account. I mean, she pretty much manages everything. And she's looking at my Facebook account, and the way it works with stories is that when people make a comment on it, it doesn't show up like in the comment section. It's kind of weird. It shows up in Messenger. And she was looking at all of these messages, and people were like, oh, my goodness, they were laughing at it, doing this and putting these comments on there. And it said, what did it say, Shannon? This comment has been removed?
Yeah, it says they've all been removed. On everybody's comment, I'm like, why are all these comments removed?
So they're removing all of the comments for that video. It's just humor. It's just satire. So they haven't changed. And you know what it is? A lot of the people that's doing this stuff, they're not even from America. A lot of these people are from Pakistan, India. They're not even from here. They're not even from here. And that's the reason. And yet they're still doing this. But the fact that Mark Zuckerberg, and I meant to mention this earlier, the fact that Mark Zuckerberg sent that letter to Jim Jordan, I believe he sent that letter because he knows that President Trump is returning. It's almost like he's trying to cover his backside before President Trump goes into office. That's the only reason why I believe that he would send that letter admitting. So he just admitted to the world that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris violated the Constitution. What is the penalty of violating the Constitution? Really? What is that? And you constantly hear that, how the Democrats are constantly saying no one is above the law, but they just violated the Constitution multiple times, and they're still doing it right now. And another question I have, this up-and-coming election, to my understanding, in some states, when you get to a certain time, that it is against the law to change the ballot. Some of these states have already come and passed before they said Kamala Harris is going to take the position. So how does that work coming this November? When people go into the booth and Kamala Harris's name is not on the ballot, do they pull it for Joe? And they say, well, we're just going to give it to Kamala Harris because she would have been with Joe anyways. It doesn't work that way, does it? Because if it does, what's to stop them from saying, well, they voted for President Trump, but they actually meant to vote for Kamala Harris? Who's to say that someone else won't make that decision for them? Do you understand my questioning here? This is really serious.
I'm excited to announce we're having a huge MyPillow spring sale, and here's a few examples. Buy one of our MyPillow 2.0s, you get another MyPillow 2.0 absolutely free. Made with cooling technology, the best pillow ever just got even better. And this just in, 9 brand new colors and styles of our Percale bed sheets. They're made with the finest long staple cotton, and now you can save 50% or more. That's as low as $24.98. And for the first time this year, I'm bringing you our My Slippers and Sandals for as low as $25 a pair. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get your MyPillow 2.0s. Buy one, get one free. Percale sheets as low as $24.98. My Slippers and Sandals as low as $25 a pair. And for a limited time, when you order $75 or more, your entire order ships absolutely free.
Imagine a world where your phone works anywhere. No dead zones, no dropped calls. That's what you get when you go to PrepGearPlus.com. The Iridium 9555 satellite phone gives you the freedom to connect from any corner of the globe. Plus, they offer family shared plans with up to 3 phones. Why satellite phones? They're secure, encrypted, and used by the U.S. military, ensuring that your communication is private and reliable. In a time where the cell networks are increasingly vulnerable, the satellite phone is a beacon of stability. Don't believe me? Ask the tens of thousands who were left without service during the AT&T outage, or the heroes in Hawaii who manage emergency situations with just one satellite phone. Get a peace of mind with a network that stands firm when others fail. Visit PrepGearPlus.com or call 855-980-5830 to join the communication revolution. PrepGearPlus.com, where every call is secure and every corner of the earth is covered.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, my name is General Mike Flynn, and I'm here to talk about a limited time offer of subscriptions to Patriot.tv and how you can become a member of our Patriot Defenders subscription club and become a member of Patriot.tv. Really, it's America's network. I call it the home of truth. And you can do that for only $9.99 a month. It's a great deal by itself, but what I'm going to walk you through here in these next few seconds is a couple of package deals that we have that are unbelievable. The next membership was the annual membership at $99 that you can save right away. You save $20 if you come in at the annual subscription rate. The best deal that I think that people ought to seriously consider is the 2-year membership at $159. And it includes a special edition of my recently released documentary, Flynn, Deliver the Truth, Whatever the Cost. So along with the 2-year membership, the 2-year subscription will send you a DVD combo of the film, plus an option to stream the movie online, as well as exclusive interviews of Tucker Carlson, Devin Nunes, and myself. So go to the home of truth, right? Go to Patriot.tv today, sign up, seriously consider the 2-year subscription rate. It's an unbelievable savings. I think it's a total savings of about $70 from just signing up on a monthly or a annual basis. So thank you very much for your support. Patriot.tv is America's new network. Thank you.
Let's talk about Captain Obvious. Again, how many days are we out until the most important election of our lifetime? 70 days. So 70 days out, we get Jack Beep Smith to do another indictment against President Trump. So does this make number 5? This is number 5, right? This is the 5th indictment.
Well, I mean, this is an indictment already.
So what did he do? Revise this indictment?
He wants to resurrect it.
He wanted to resurrect. Oh, this is the indictment that the Supreme Court threw out.
Yeah,
basically.
the Florida judge.
Saying that he has immunity. Yeah, the judge threw it out.
This is the Dock case that the Florida judge threw out because she said that Jack Smith was not in a valid position. Even who was it in the Supreme Court said that Jack? That's right, which is why she
said that he's not in a valid position.
Right.
So my question is, what authority is he doing this on?
Exactly. I'm like, oh, why would he do that if she literally said he's the reason why the case?
His position is supposed to be filled by the Senate. The Senate is supposed to confirm him. Correct?
That's what the Senate is claiming.
He's supposed to be confirmed by the Senate. He has not been confirmed by the Senate. So what authority is he exercising this on?
The authority that Biden gave him.
Joe Biden is supposed to say no to this.
He is.
I mean, this is total corruption.
Totally.
The very fact that Jack Beef Smith is now doing this 70 days out. Can you say Captain Obvious? Can you say Captain Obvious? Look, they tried to remove President Trump from the ballot. Didn't work. They raided President Trump's home. Didn't work. They fraudulent charges. Didn't work. 34 fraudulent felony charges. Didn't work. 91 plus charges. Now 4 indictments. Didn't work. They tried to assassinate the man. Didn't work. Oh, nothing's working. Nothing's working. Let's pull in Jack B. Smith. Let's reword it. Let's make something else up about President Trump and go after him. 70 days out, people. 70 days. Are you kidding me? Can you be more obvious? Can you? I mean, really, this is complete election interference. See, Jack B. Smith, James Comey, Joe Biden, that wicked witch Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi, Mayorkas, Christopher Wray, all of these corrupt people, they need to go to jail. They need to go to jail. I mean, straight up. They're the main ones. They're the main ones talking. No one is above the law. And look what they're doing. Look at this crap that they're doing. Well, listen to this. This is something about Jack B. Smith, about the Files case. Gotta bring it back up. So this happened yesterday, to my understanding, and then he bring back the other indictment today. I mean, come on. Can you be more obvious? I mean, can you?
There's this new development in one of the criminal cases against Donald Trump. Special counsel Jack Smith is urging a federal appeals court to bring back the classified documents case against the former president that District Judge Eileen Cannon dismissed last month. Smith said her decision goes against long-standing government practice, calling the ruling nonsensical. It's not clear how quickly the appeals court could decide.
70 days. So they're probably pushing really, really hard right now to get to the appeals court, to get them to go ahead and bring this up like next week. We want to make this speedy.
I mean, there's no
before
way.
The election. I mean, it's more likely not going to happen. But so what is his purpose of doing this then? I know, to try to convince you not to support President Trump. Look, he had highly classified documents, everyone, at his Mar-a-Lago home. And you know how I'm constantly talking about key details? You know how I'm constantly saying that? You know, what's the key detail here? That Jack B. Smith is leaving out, along with the Democrats. As president, President Trump has up to 5 years before he needs to turn over any documents that he left with. See, when President Trump left the White House, he didn't box him up himself. He had movers come in, and movers came in and boxed up everything, and they shipped him to Mar-a-Lago. President Trump has up to 5 years to turn him over so they can put him into the archives, the National Archives, or go into his presidential library, one or the other. I mean, President Trump, the first time they raided President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home, he told him to take whatever. Go ahead, take it all. Take whatever. The FBI said, no, sir. Sorry, sir. Everything is in order. And they said, well, we'll just ask you to do one thing, sir. Put a padlock on this door. And President Trump said, okay, fine. I'll put a padlock on the door and we'll put some of these documents behind this door. Then they raided Mar-a-Lago a second time. And that's when it all went crazy. And that's where they got Jack B. Smith. They already knew what was there. And see, to be honest with you, they raided President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home because they were looking for evidence that would expose all of them. And me personally, I think President Trump keeps that evidence with him like the nuclear football, because that's essentially what it is. It's a nuclear football in documents, because it's going to blow the whole daggone system up. The whole system's going to blow up. And they know it. Why do you think they're trying to kill the man? Are you kidding me? Has no one put that together? There's a reason why they're trying to kill Trump. There's a reason why they're trying to put the man in jail. I mean, what is it, September 18th? September 18th, he has to go back to New York. Just days out from the most important election, and they're going to try to put the man in jail. I'm telling y'all right now. And if that doesn't work, you know what they're going to try to do as well? They're going to try to steal this election with ballot harvesting and registering illegals in this up-and-coming election to vote. They're telling all of these, I'm willing to bet, they're telling all of these illegals, that's why I said I'm willing to bet, they're telling all of these illegals that's coming across the border that, hey, no, you're fine, you can register, just vote for Kamala. First it was Joe, now they're telling them to vote for Kamala. Listen to this. Watch this. This was on CBS, and I want y'all to listen to how they spin this. Because they're leaving out key details, and I'm going to show you the key detail that they're leaving out. This is about Texas, right here in San Antonio, Texas.
Out of the story of a voting rights uproar in the great state of Texas. Here's what's happening. The largest Latin American civil rights organization wants a federal investigation into the Texas Attorney General, claiming that his office has authorized searches at the homes of volunteers, searches that are illegal. That Attorney General Ken Paxton says what he's doing is investigating alleged election fraud and efforts to register non-citizens to vote, which is not legal. Omar Villafranca is in San Antonio following all this for us. Omar, good morning.
Good morning. On Monday, leaders of LULAC, the League of United Latin American Citizens, blasted the Attorney General and said they did nothing illegal. And LULAC leaders are telling me that they feel that Paxton's goal isn't election integrity, it's voter suppression.
It is evident through his patterns of lawsuits, raids, searches, and seizures that he is trying to keep Latinos from voting.
Members of the League of United Latin American Citizens had strong words for Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton on Monday.
I just have a message for that Attorney General. You can come get me. You can do whatever the hell you think you want to do with me, but we're going to fight back.
It comes after Paxton announced an investigation last week into allegations of election fraud and vote harvesting, which began in 2022. The Attorney General's office said it had uncovered enough evidence to obtain search warrants, which they executed last Tuesday across 3 different counties. LULAC denies any wrongdoing. The organization sent a letter to the Justice Department, first obtained by CBS News, asking it to conduct an investigation into the Attorney General's actions, calling them, quote, a serious violation of the civil rights of Latino citizens.
They scared the hell out of me.
They're doing it like they are victims. Oh, woe is us. We're victims in all of this. Do you think Ken Paxton and Governor Abbott would have these people's homes raided just to be raiding them? Absolutely not. And y'all see how they're on there saying they're calling it voter suppression. Again, with the key details that they constantly leave out, the key detail is that these people don't want you to know the complete truth. Is this the one here? No, this is not. What happened to the one I want to show? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Here it is. Look, listen to this. This is happening in multiple states, but there's 2 states that the Republicans are finally standing up. And we're going to run out of time. We need to go to a quick break. When we come back from the break, I want to show this to you. Because the one I just shared with you, talking about here in San Antonio, Texas, but there's another place, and I want y'all to listen to the key details. They always leave out the key details. We'll be right back.
Throughout history, the spirit of patriotism has prevailed. The battles may have changed, but the values remain the same. Today, in 2024, we find ourselves at a pivotal moment where the call for unity, freedom, and a better future echoes louder than ever. For more than 10 years, Patriot Mobile has been committed to supporting the values that make our nation great. With affordable plans and reliable nationwide coverage, Patriot Mobile is not just a wireless service. It's a call to action for those who believe in the American dream. Because this year is not just any year, it's the most important year since our nation's founding. Choose a wireless carrier that shares your values. Choose Patriot Mobile.
I don't know about you, but I have to have that cup of coffee in the morning. And Kingdom Cup is mold-free, it is pesticide-free, and it is organic. It's got this flavor that is delicious. You don't even have to put cream or sweetener in it.
Why did we go with the bean form, the whole bean? Because ultimately the powder form is the one that gathers the most moisture. And that means the more potential mold development. This is actually organic, mold-free, certified. That's important because ultimately people drink coffee. It's cultural. And so we tried to meet the culture where it is and create a healthy alternative.
Make the healthy choice for you and your family. Try mold-free, pesticide-free, and it's organic. Delicious Kingdom Cup coffee. And it's available now at the Patriot TV store. Go to patriot.tv and click on store. You'll find Kingdom Cup coffee in the health and wellness section. Order Kingdom Cup coffee at the Patriot TV store now.
News alert, the Republican National Committee suing Detroit after learning the city hired 7 times more Democrats than Republicans as poll workers for the election. The RNC claims Detroit's election commission appointed about 300 Republican poll watchers compared to well over 2,000 Democrat poll watchers, breaking a state law that says there should be equal representation from both parties. RNC co-chair Lara Trump says that the committee will do everything in its power to ensure blue states play by the rules.
If you're a person who is attempting to cheat in our elections or an illegal citizen attempting to illegally vote in our elections, we will find you, we'll track you down, and we'll prosecute you to the full extent of the law. We're watching everything. We're filing lawsuits when necessary, and we're making sure we have people everywhere votes are being cast and counted to have eyes on everything.
I'm so happy that she is here. We have Republicans actually pushing back on these Democrats from trying to steal and cheat this election. We didn't have this in 2020. We didn't have them pushing back like this. Who was there? Rona? She most definitely wouldn't be pushing back on them. She was helping the Democrats. I'm happy that this is happening. They have to. This is the most important election of our lifetime. If the Democrats get their way, we will become 100% communist nation like that. They're already doing it. Now listen to the second part. The second part, Jesse's going to talk about Texas. This is explosive. I mean, it really is. And I saw a clip the other day. It was a news article, and they were talking about going after Ken Paxton. And I'm like, they're going after Ken Paxton? And to be honest with you, I kind of just like overlooked it because they're like always going after Ken Paxton, right? Here in the state of Texas. They're like, oh, they got to get Ken. But now I understand why they're trying to go after him. Watch.
Much different story in Texas, where Governor Greg Abbott just announced he's removed over 1 million ineligible voters from the state's voter rolls ahead of November. Nearly 500,000 of them were dead, and several thousand were non-citizens. How are thousands of foreign nationals able to register to vote in the United States?
See, the key details, the last video I showed you with CBS, they left that information out. That illegals are registered to vote, and they're trying to register illegals to vote, and they have dead people registered. Again, the key details that they're leaving out.
They keep saying it's illegal, and it doesn't happen. But now Virginia and Texas have just found thousands of them. Primetime hopes that more governors will follow the lead set by Glenn Youngkin and Greg Abbott.
Hopefully they'll have more that will say enough is enough. I'm hoping that these other states are doing investigations. I'm hoping they're investigating in Florida. I hope Ron DeSantis is looking at it. You know, Ron DeSantis, he showed up to the RNC because President Trump invited him there. He said, let bygones be bygones. Our country is more important than our differences. The people have spoken. See, you and I, we got to vote for President Trump. None of them got to vote for Kamala Harris. She was installed by a communist regime. Straight up. Completely. 100%. And now they want us to believe that they're going to do the right thing when they're not going to do the right thing. They are not here to do the right thing. They're trying to straight up implement communism. Let me share an example with you. This is a lady goes on News Nation, and she says she doesn't say she is from China. I think she moved here when she was 3, something like that. She's from China years and years ago. Probably don't even remember China, but she wants communism implemented here. And she has a nerve to say what Kamala Harris is trying to do is not communism. She said communism is only when they want to kill your grandfather or kill people in your family. That's only communism. Them regulating the grocery prices in the stores, she's saying that's not communism. And she calls it not inflation, she calls it greed inflation, greedflation. Listen to her.
Because right now, a lot of corporations are taking advantage of supply chain issues and even the pandemic to jack up prices. What we're seeing is greedflation, not just inflation. We want to put the responsibility where it lies. It's at the feet of the
Kroger says it'll lower prices by $1 billion, add $1 billion to the customer experience, and increase wages by $1.3 billion. Are they lying?
They say it all the time. Every single time there's a merger and acquisition, that's the line that they take. Obviously, they're not going to say anything otherwise.
I've been wondering this all day long, and I've been asking this question. How many times has Kroger said that? Do they always say that? Do they always say that? So Kroger's is actually going to make a difference here, right? Because of the recession that we're in, because of the inflation that the Democrats caused. Here they're trying to make an effort, but they don't care. They want to go and completely regulate how much milk is in the store. And then by them doing that, just like every communist nation in the past, they'll get to tell you if you can purchase milk. They'll get to tell you if you can purchase eggs. The government will be able to control how many breads of loaves of bread, if I can get it out. Loaves of bread. They'll be able to tell you how many loaves of bread that you will be able to purchase. Sound like communism to me. Sounds like the Soviet Union. And this woman here is trying to say the opposite. Kamala Harris is not trying to bring it.
Now, let me tell you, I come from a communist regime. Okay, so my family fled an authoritarian regime. I can tell you what, right now Republicans are accusing Kamala Harris of communism. This isn't communism. Communism is a communist regime killing your great-grandfather. Communism is forcing your family to flee a country because of the violence and the egregious practices of the government. This isn't it. She is
because of the violence. So people are fleeing the country because of violence, because they killed a grandfather, not because of them controlling the food prices. Look no further than Venezuela. Venezuela, not too long ago, they were controlling the food prices, and then guess what happened? Cannibalism kicked in. They ate up all of the zoo animals. There were no cats and dogs running around in the streets. There was no extra animals running around because they ate them all. In this day and time, not too long ago. Because the government controlled how much the food prices were in the grocery stores. They controlled everything. Then they started telling people, like I just mentioned, how much produce, how much groceries you can spend. You go work hard every day, and then they give you an allowance on how much you can spend at the grocery store. And she said the only thing is communism is violence. Well, what do you think that starts with? She's leaving out the key details, like they always do, leaving out the key details about how communism kicks in, how communism starts. They never want to tell anyone. And this woman, not born in America, wanting to implement communism, lying to everyone, saying that Kamala Harris is not trying to bring communism. She's not trying to bring it. She's trying to bring something else.
Give middle-class Americans a fighting chance. She understands that prices are still too high. Yes, inflation is coming down. Yes, economic indicators suggest that the situation is improving, but prices are still too high. And she feels that. She comes from the middle class. She understands Americans' pain, and she's going to do something about it.
I mean, this is wild to me. I mean, and you really can't make it up. You can't make it up. I mean, you can't make it up. And I'm looking at this and I was thinking about this is what's on the ballot. Communism. And you know, a lot of people are actually embracing the whole idea that Kamala Harris is a communist. You know why? Because President Trump has been calling her Comrade Kamala. And everything that we don't like, you know, we don't like high gas prices. We don't like high food prices. We don't like open borders. We don't like fentanyl coming across. We don't like them sexualizing kids. We don't like them, a man putting on a dress and lipstick going into the little girl's bathroom. We don't like men on girl sports. All of these things that we don't like, they love it. They push for more of it. She's a prime example. And they're not trying to help the middle class. They're not trying to help you and I, the American citizen, because if that was the case, she would have been talking about this from day one. Kamala Harris wasn't doing anything. You know what Kamala Harris was doing? She's been on vacation all this time. And she'll go to a speaking engagement here, one there, you know, and people have to respect her because she comes into the room like, I'm here. She's a despicable, nasty woman. When you have 92% of the people, 92% of the people working for you quit because of your attitude, because you're nasty, because you're disgusting, because you're repulsive, did I leave any out? That says a lot. People can't deal with her. And now she can't, and now she's been in hiding, and just like a coward, she's going to go on CNN. But she has to have a handicap. She's going to go on CNN and do an interview, but Tim Walz is going to be there to hold her hand because apparently Kamala Harris can't do anything unless she has a man helping her. Wow.
Exclusively for you, we have the Adventures Canvas Hat. It's heavy-duty cotton canvas with a wide brim and natural fraying for a unique look. This hat is perfect for the beach or hiking. Also check out our custom-made polyester satin scarves. Exclusive patterns, handcrafted in Minnesota. And for the men, premium American Bison Buffalo leather wallet. Single-fold wallet, 3 pockets for cards and cash. Go to UniteAmericaFirst.com and select the merch tab to shop.
A voice spoke to me and said, I've got something I want to show you. I was so sure God had talked to me. And I was stunned by what I saw.
A direct fulfillment of this over 2,500-year-old prophecy. The United States will stand with Israel.
Why haven't I ever seen this before?
1/3 of humanity will die. What do these beasts symbolize?
The lion, the bear, the leopard.
The combined beast from Revelation 13 represents the end-time government of the Antichrist. Understanding the end time.
Looking to give your wardrobe an upgrade? Well, look no further. Here at God Country & Kin, we've got you covered from head to toe, from shoulder to shoulder, and everything in between. Introducing our brand new Patriotic Collection, designed to display your patriotic spirit with a stylish look that's sure to turn heads. And the best part is, you don't have to break the bank to be your best you. Why wait? Visit us online or in-store today and elevate your style with God Country & Kin. God Country & Kin, where patriotism meets style. Shop now. Visit the Patriot TV store and look for the God Country Kin banner to find the perfect outfit, shirt, accessory, or maybe a great hat. You can totally see yourself rocking this hat. I know you can. And check out all the great stuff we've got to show your patriotism at patriot.tv.store. Click that link above that says store and join me there at the Patriot TV store.
And we're back. Who's the border czar? Will the real border czar please stand up? Remember when Joe Biden first went into office, he designated Kamala Harris to be the border czar. And then after Joe Biden stepped down, still haven't told us a reason why he stepped down after going through the primary. Now Kamala Harris is not the border czar. But then Kamala Harris turns around her campaign and they're running ads supporting the border wall. Like all of a sudden she wants to secure the border. And of course she put this whole lame thing out there, what she said at the DNC, saying that President Trump, he prevented the most secure border bill that they ever presented. And it wasn't a border bill that will secure the border. It was a border bill that will get amnesty to all of the illegals coming into the country, probably from here and forever. You just get here, we'll just give you complete amnesty, just register as a Democrat, and you can get the vote in the election. That's exactly what they want to do. So it should have been shot down. Again, they leave out the key details. Not only that, they tagged on billions and billions of dollars for Ukraine. Again, key details that they're leaving out. They do that all the time. Republicans do it too. They tack stuff onto a bill. Oh, we know that you want this, so if you want this, you pass this bill and you get that too. But the Republicans at this case, they said no to both of them. They said no to all of it. And they said President Trump told the Republicans not to pass the bill. So now they're out on the campaign trail telling everyone that President Trump stopped them from doing a bill that would have fixed the border. It wouldn't have fixed anything, would have given amnesty again to illegals. Millions of illegals who have been voting in this election. And they would say, it's legal for you to vote. You've been given amnesty. That's what they wanted, and they're upset about it. Well, listen to Kamala Harris when she was a senator, talking about President Trump's border wall. Now, you remember, she just said that the border, she wants to secure the border. And, of course, her campaign, running campaign ads again with President Trump's border wall. But listen to her back then.
We cannot continue to have an administration and a president of the United States who puts his vanity projects ahead of the needs of the people of our country. And let me just be more clear about that. I've been to the border.
You see this? She says she's been to the border. This is before she went on. His name was Leslie Holt, correct, Shannon? I think it was Leslie Holt she was standing on, doing an interview with. And he says, when have you been to the border? And she go, what kind of question is that? And she says, I've been to the border. He goes, no, you haven't been to the border. And she goes, I haven't been to Europe either. I don't understand what you're asking me. You remember that? She just lied. This one, she was a senator, and she says she's been to the border. Now watch how she responds after saying that. Watch how she responds, because the way she's talking, she's like, ooh, I wonder if anyone caught me in that lie. Watch.
And let me just be more clear about that. I've been to the border.
Look.
I prosecuted transnational criminal organizations.
Watch, right here.
The idea that he is trying to say that we have people that are trying to invade our country to commit mass crime is a crisis of his own making. You talk with the people who take an oath to protect our border, and they will tell you the trafficking that is happening of drugs and guns coming into our country, it's happening at ports of entry.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that correctly? And let me repeat what she just said. The drugs and the gun trafficking is happening at the port of entry. Basically, she's saying that the Border Patrol is behind all of the drugs and trafficking coming into the United States of America. And then she goes on to say that we need to do more to help the Border Patrol to stop it all. So the people that's down a mile where there are no Border Patrol agents coming across, they're not bringing any drugs over. They're not bringing any guns. They're not sex trafficking children. And you notice they never talk about the sex trafficking of children coming across the southern border. Have you noticed that? They never utter it. They never even mention it. Now, they'll talk about fentanyl. They'll talk about, children and women, children by themselves, but they never talked about the sex trafficking of children. They never talk about it. These people are evil. You know why they don't talk about it. Here's another one with Kamala Harris when she was a senator. Nasty woman. Listen.
And folks, on the subject of transnational gangs, let's be perfectly clear. The president's medieval vanity project is not going to stop them. This issue is about a vanity project for this president. Right. And it is a problem of his own making. Right. And listen, when I travel this country, folks have plenty enough problems that they need their president to focus on, instead of a wall that, by the way, because I was a prosecutor for many years, including the Attorney General of California, I specialize on transnational criminal organizations. Yeah. That wall ain't gonna stop them. No.
Here comes the cackle. I mean, really? I mean, what's funny about that? What's funny? She's like, I made a good point. Y'all believe in it. Well, look what liberal Axios had to say about Kamala Harris. I said it right, liberal. If she is elected president, Kamala Harris pledges to spend hundreds of millions of dollars on the wall along the southern border. You hear this? A project she once opposed and called un-American during President Trump's administration. This is liberal Axios calling out Kamala Harris. I mean, do you think Kamala Harris has seen this? Of course not. They don't allow Kamala Harris to see any negative news about anything because they're afraid of getting cursed out. But the very fact that Axios put this out here about Kamala Harris, which is a true statement. If anything, if Kamala Harris did see it, she's probably making a phone call to Axios and say, how dare you put this out there? You need to retract that. This is not the information that we want people to see. We need people to see joyful stuff because, we're all joyful here. It's all joyful. We're all joy. Straight up lying to every single person. Every single person. And I don't know how you're going to constantly do this and think that no one is going to even pay attention to this. How? Let me share this one with you because we really didn't talk too much about it. RFK Jr., he supported President Trump last Friday. And, of course, they're piping mad about it because they see that there's a lot of people that they want. He was supposed to, like I mentioned before, he was supposed to support Kamala Harris, talking about RFK Jr. His support was supposed to go that way, but it didn't happen. And now they're upset because they're seeing a lot of people supporting President Trump. Listen to James Carville, what he says about RFK Jr. Now, let me remind you about something before I play it. These people think a man can put on a dress and become a woman. Keep that in mind when he says what he's about to say.
I really feel sorry for the Kennedy family because I'm going to remind them, you can pick your friends, you can't pick your relatives. And if Bobby Kennedy lived in a more humane country, they would have him in a nice rubber room and, 3 hots in a cot and take care of this guy. He has no business being out on the street, mixing and mingling with people. But this is where we are in this country. We have a mental health crisis.
So he's saying RFK has a mental health problem because he supported President Trump, and he completely disregarded how the Biden administration purposely, specifically target RFK Jr. and censored him. He completely left out the whole point how they would not give him security, Secret Service detail, when the Democrats have been killing Kennedys forever. And yes, I said the Democrats, along with the CIA. But they don't want you to pay attention to that. They want you to pay attention to what they're saying and saying that he's crazy for doing it. So to plant the seed in everybody's mind that watching that crap will say, well, I can't support Kennedy any longer because he's insane. He has a mental disorder. And again, these are the same people that believe a man can become a woman. Same people. Hey, let me remind you, patriot.tv/right on focus, patriot.tv Right on Focus. Please go there. Sponsor my show. Sponsor the network. And once you sign up, you get you get discounts on the goodies at the Patriot Store. You get discounts. So do it today. Patriot.tv/Right on Focus. God bless. Good night.
Former National Security Advisor Lieutenant General Michael Flynn pleaded guilty today to lying to the FBI.
He was one of the most respected generals in the military. Every American needs this historical DVD keepsake. Flynn delivered the truth, whatever the cost. Hand signed by General Michael Flynn. Order now at the Patriot TV Store. Use promo code PTV at checkout to get special savings. The Patriot TV Store, a secure, hassle-free shopping experience.
I'm excited to announce we're having a huge MyPillow spring sale, and here's a few examples. Buy one of our MyPillow 2.0s, you get another MyPillow 2.0 absolutely free. Made with cooling technology, the best pillow ever just got even better. And this just in, 9 brand new colors and styles of our Percale bed sheets. They're made with the finest long staple cotton, and now you can save 50% or more. That's as low as $24.98. And for the first time this year, I'm bringing you our My Slippers and Sandals for as low as $25 a pair. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get your MyPillow 2.0s. Buy one, get one free. Percale sheets as low as $24.98. My Slippers and Sandals as low as $25 a pair. And for a limited time, when you order $75 or more, your entire order ships absolutely free.